Okay. In Bell Network 4, there's this chip called Coleman, which summons this QB boy, who spawns and pushes an ice cube towards an enemy. However, if there are obstacles on the field, they will be converted to ice cubes as well and pushed. If enemies are hit by it, they will suffer aqua damage. However, there is a way to ensure that these ice cubes can deal so much more damage than they already do. For one, Coleman needs to teleport behind the generated ice cubes to push them. If you generate a hole on the panel before the obstacle, an interesting thing occurs. As he cannot stand on whole panels, the ice cubes are generated and remain on the battlefield until destroyed. This can get interesting because these converted ice cubes have interesting properties. Firstly, ice cubes have a standard HP of 100 and can be pushed by chips like Airshot and Windrank, and can then damage by hitting and exploding upon enemies. What is interesting is the damage these converted cubes do when they are pushed into enemies. They seem to deal a unique impact damage. If you saw my previous video about the lance into obstacle tech, it is revealing in that some objects can deal a certain amount of damage, ranging from 0 damage to, at max, 1200 damage with the Timbom plus Program Advance. This carries over to this tech. For instance, it was revealed that silenced chips deal 0 damage when an enemy is lanced into them. When they are converted to ice cubes, they similarly still do 0 damage. Another interesting one is VDOL, which was revealed to have both an impact damage of 10 and detonation damage of 200. In this case, the impact damage is chosen over the detonation value, and thus deals a measly 10 damage. For Black Bomb, it is the opposite. With an impact damage of 100 and a detonation damage of 420 with full synchro, the detonation damage is chosen instead, dealing a whopping 840 damage against Fireman. For other objects with damage values like Big Hammer and Boy Bomb, their damage value is chosen as the impact damage of the ice cube. For example, Big Hammer 3 deals 560 damage with full synchro, so it will deal 1120 damage to Fireman when turned into an ice cube and pushed. And that would mean that we can use this tech with Time Bomb Plus, which has a damage value of 600, or 1200 damage when used during full synchro. And that would mean it would deal 2400 damage to Fireman when pushed. And that would mean it would delete Fireman regardless of his HP, because the damage is so immense and ranks among the top sources of single instance damage in the game, far outstripping many Mega Chips, Giga Chips, and Program Advances in terms of damage. And that will mean it deals more damage than any obstacle, doubling it from the Time Bomb plus Program Advance at any single instance of Aqua damage. And that would mean that throughout both obstacles and Aqua chips, this singular ice cube alone is the honored one. So yeah, in summary, obstacles that deal damage can be converted into ice cubes to deal even more damage. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and share it.